Welcome to Beautiful Oops, a podcast for children of all ages. I'm Barney Salzberg, author, illustrator, singer-songwriter, currently puppy babysitter. Waffle Monster is in the house. I'm actually in my kitchen today because I have to watch this puppy, so it might get noisy. You'll know what it is. It's almost Halloween. I wrote a book and I illustrated it called The Problem with Pumpkins, a hip and hop story. Hip is a hippo, hop is a rabbit. And I'm going to read this and describe some of the pictures when they need descriptions. This book was dedicated to Billy and Nibbly and Noop and Gadink. And Billy and Nibbly were characters from stories that my father told me and my brother and sister and all the grandchildren, including my children. Bedtime stories. Billy was a boy, Nibbly was a rabbit. And then Noop and Gadink were stories I made up for my children about a mouse and a frog. And I thought it would be nice to dedicate a story to both of them. Okay, here goes. This is in chapters. There's 3 chapters. The Problem with Pumpkins. Chapter 1, Getting Ready. A week before Halloween, Hip and Hop went to buy supplies to make their costumes. They're riding a tandem bike. Both of them are on there. Hip is a hippo and rather large, so she's driving, and it's a kind of doing a wheelie with the front wheel up in the air, and Hop is holding on for dear life. I can't wait for Halloween, said Hop. I'm going to be a pumpkin. I'm going to be a pumpkin too, said Hip. I said it first, said Hop. You have to pick something else. But I really want to be a pumpkin, said Hip. Too bad, said Hop. That's not fair, grumbled Hip. And they've parked the bike and they're walking into a Halloween supply store. At the store, Hop bought orange satin, green felt, and black paint. Hip, said Hop, shouldn't you be buying supplies too? I want to be a pumpkin, said Hip. Pumpkins are perfect. They're round, they're orange, they're Halloweeny, and that's what I want to be. You could be a bat, said Hop. Bats are Halloweeny. I don't like bats, said Hip. What about a witch, said Hop. Witches are very Halloweeny. No, said Hip. I was a witch last year. I want to be a pumpkin. How about a pirate, said Hop. If you're a pirate, I'll give you every green M&M I get from trick-or-treating. I love green M&Ms, said Hip. Okay, if you give me all the green M&Ms, and I get to pick both of our costumes for next year. Deal, said Hop. So now they're checking out, and Hip is carrying something very similar to Hop at the moment. Why are you buying the same things as me? Asked Hop. Because I'm going to be an orange and green pirate with a black beard, said Hip. And they have black, I don't know if that's paint or some kind of makeup in a can, and some green, orange fabric, rather. Back at his house, Hop crunched old newspapers to stuff his pumpkin suit. Hip crunched old newspapers, too. Stop copying me, said Hop. I'm not, said Hip. Pirates have big bellies. Hop sewed an orange satin pumpkin body and painted a big, smiling jack-o'-lantern face on the front. Hip practiced painting her beard, but she's painting it on the mirror. Hop made a green felt stem hat for his costume. I wish I had a hat like that, said Hip. Pirates don't wear hats like this. I know, said Hip. Only pumpkins are lucky enough to have nice little green hats like the one you're going to wear, and I'm not. Hip practiced being a pirate. Hip is wearing a patch over her eye and using a sword to try to turn pages of a book she's reading, and the book is getting shredded. Reading would be much easier if I were a pumpkin, she said, sighing. You can be a pumpkin next year, said Hop. This year you get all the green M&Ms, remember? How could I forget, said Hip. Chapter 2, Boo-Hoo. On Halloween Day, Hip and Hop decorated their houses. They lived next door to each other. "Does that cloud look like a pumpkin to you?" asked Hip. "No," said Hop. "It looks like a storm is coming." "Oh, no, I think I heard thunder," said Hop. "Well, maybe it won't rain," said Hip. "It is raining," cried Hop. "It can't rain on Halloween. Nobody goes trick-or-treating in the rain. Halloween will be a disaster." They went in the house. Outside it rained, and inside Hop sulked all afternoon. Hip hated seeing Hop so upset. Finally she said, "I'll be right back." She brought a fan, and the fan is on a little coffee table in front of the front door. The door is open, and it's raining outside. The basket of candy is in front of the fan, and the fan is blowing towards the outside over the basket of candy. "One whiff of this candy, and nobody will care that it's raining," Hip announced. "We'll have trick-or-treaters here in no time." Hip and Hop waited, but no one came. Hip had another idea, and she's got the speakers in the window, and we're looking out from outside as Hip is inside playing music. She played scary music to attract trick-or-treaters right out the window through the rain. "Well, this would have worked if the thunder wasn't making so much noise," said Hip. "Nobody's coming," groaned Hop. "I told you Halloween would be a disaster." Hip ran back home. A few minutes later, a ghost knocked on Hop's door. The ghost is a very tall ghost, and it's wearing red fabric with hearts on it, carrying a trick-or-treat candy bag. Hop smiled for the first time all afternoon. "Haven't I seen you before?" "Of course. Boo," said the ghost. "Look, the rain stopped," shouted Hop. "Hey, Hip," said Hop, "let's leave the candy in a bowl by the door and go trick-or-treating ourselves." "Great idea," said Hip. "But how did you know it was me?" And they're dancing out in front of the house, and the shape of this red ghost with hearts looks a lot like Hip, so it wasn't that hard to tell. "You're my best friend," said Hop. "Besides, I know what your sheets look like." Chapter 3, Trick or Treat. Standing in front of a mirror, Hop put on his pumpkin suit and his pumpkin hat. "Did I mention that I, Hip, your best friend, would really rather be a pumpkin more than anything else in the whole wide world?" asked Hip. "Yes," said Hop, "but I'm going to be a pumpkin, and you're going to get all my green M&Ms. "Fine," grumbled Hip. "Okay, the puppy's in the room, and the puppy is eating on the cord to my charger. Please don't eat that. Thank you." Hip put on her pirate costume. "I look terrible," she groaned. "I bet it would help if you put on your eye patch," suggested Hop. But they couldn't find it anywhere, and it's at the bottom of a trash can. You can kind of see it. Hip's pretending not to know where it is. "It's okay," said Hip. "I don't want to be a pirate anyway." "But Hip," cried Hop, "you've been practicing to be a pirate all week." "But I never really wanted to be a pirate," said Hip. Wait, said Hop. "There must be something else you could be." And there's a big cardboard box that Hip is standing in. You can just see her feet. "I could draw windows on this box, and you could be a skyscraper," Hop said. "It's too stuffy in here," said Hip. "You could be a red snapper fish. All you have to do is wear red and snap your fingers," suggested Hop. "I don't know how to snap my fingers," said Hip. We could paint these egg cartons green, and you could be an alligator," said Hop, using them as a snout. "No," said Hip, "I want to be a pumpkin. It's the only thing I want to be." "But I'm the pumpkin," said Hop. "Well, you're not my boss, and if I can't be a pumpkin, I'm going home. You can trick or treat by yourself," said Hip. Hip stomped home and flopped on the floor. "This is the worst Halloween I've ever had," she thought. "I don't get to be a pumpkin, and now I'm not even going to get any green M&Ms. After a little while, Hip heard a knock on her door. "I'm terribly sorry," she called. "I don't have any candy. I'm not supposed to be here. I really should be out trick-or-treating." "It's me. I'm not here for the candy," Hop said. "I'd rather we were both pumpkins than trick-or-treating all by myself." Hop pushed open the door all the way, and there, sitting on the front step, was a big pumpkin suit. It's for you, said Hop. Hip tried on the costume. It's pretty nice, she said, but I thought we weren't supposed to wear the same thing. We're not, Hop told her. My costume is smaller than yours. Yours is bigger than mine. My pumpkin's face is happy. Your pumpkin face is scary. Hip hugged Hop. And now they're holding hands and walking off down the sidewalk. Now that I'm a pumpkin, said Hip, can I still get all of your green M&Ms and pick your costume for next year? Sure, said Hop. I'm glad we're trick-or-treating together. Me too, said Hip. I was thinking, all of those green M&Ms might get lonely being away from the other colors. Do you think I could have all of your red M&Ms too, just to make the green ones happy? Of course, said Hop, there's nothing worse than lonely candy. And they went trick-or-treating together. And they were both very happy. And that is the end of The Problem with Pumpkins, a Hip and Hop story. So I hope you liked it. Maybe you can find that book in your library. Tell anyone you know to subscribe to Beautiful Oops. You can hear a dog scratching under the table, can you? Glad there's no video, although you'd probably like to see a cute puppy. Thanks for listening. Till next time, and trick or treat, happy Halloween.
Got under the covers, and a few moments later, Nibbly came jumping right up next to him and got under the covers. And a few moments later, they were both fast asleep.